Well, hello there, everybody. It is Rosie here, founder of Enjoy Yoga and Rosie Glow, and I am joined with the lovely Charmaine, or Hecate. What would you prefer to be known as today? Who, any of you who come to our pregnancy yoga classes on a Sunday or a Tuesday in Croydon will have met Charmaine, and I love this woman to bits, and she actually took over teaching my classes for me. So really highly qualified in lots of ways, and we're here to talk today with you about about detoxing and why detoxing is important, especially as the weather's getting warmer now. In particular, we're looking at the DoTerra Cleanse and Restore kit, and also we're looking at how women, when they're pregnant or when they're breastfeeding, can actually detox safely and what the benefits of that would actually be. With an intention to lead you through to, I mean, I've been doing the detox myself, so I'm 11 days into it, so I can give you some feedback on how I've experienced it. But we are going to be leading a group detox, so anyone who wants to have a group to support them through it, we are going to be leading one on the 1st of March. And we're not charging for this. Obviously, you'll need to buy all of your supplies, but the idea is we have a closed Facebook group and support a big shift on all levels, because detoxing isn't just physical. So, Charmaine, is there anything you'd like to say at this point, or should I go straight into the bits and bobs?
I would just briefly say, thank you again, Rosie, as well. I would just briefly say that this is an opportunity for us all to kind of take in some information about just making improvements in our health, wherever we are, because for this cleansing on this level might be new for some of you, and I think our kind of what we're trying to move forward is that you can do it at your own pace. So we're going to go into more detail as we go through this about wherever you are in cleansing. If you're new to cleansing, you can actually get involved in this as well. And also sharing some further information, because generally women in pregnancy wouldn't do deep cleanses, but there's some things that you can do gently to kind of gently release from the liver, etc. And we're going to talk a bit more about that during the process as well. So over to you, Rosie.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, what we're leading to there is the fact that this, even if you don't do the cleanse, there are still elements you can take part in. So we really want to get you excited about this and to think about changes you can make in your life. It's not just what you put in your body, but on your body too, and how you change where you source things from. So yeah, let's get going. So really quickly, what is a detox? And officially, it is anything that removes or eliminates toxins from the body. So this could be through diet, through sweating, through exercise, through breathing. Unofficially, you could also see a detox as a soulful spring clean, and an emotional and spiritual renewal. So those of you who come to yoga know that we do physical practices, but they also affect the subtle body, and you're learning more about the fact that we're more than this physical mass of cells. So it works in many ways. And also a detox is a way of eating where you eat cleaner than you were before, to lighten the load on the body so it can begin to clear the backlog of accumulated toxic waste. Now, it is true that our bodies are designed to heal themselves given the right conditions, but our current medical system is entirely based on dealing with symptoms, not causes, and our current lifestyle, dietary lifestyle and habits are appalling for actually helping our bodies to heal. So even people who think they're living a healthy lifestyle, I'm going to invite you to dig deeper and actually reconsider that as we go through the details of the cleanse. So other aspects of detoxing include using plant-based remedies and herbal helpers to support the detoxification organs in the elimination of toxins. And though this is simple but not easy, taking out the junk, adding in the good stuff, and learning to listen to your body, right? So that's what we're doing. That's what a detox is, taking out the junk, putting good stuff in, and learning to listen to how your body responds to it. Why would you do this? Well, doesn't the body detox all the time? It should do. However, accumulated toxins from today's modern world, including cleaning products, skincare, makeup, perfume, furniture, exhaust fumes, pollution, toxic food-like substances, plastics, which affect the endocrine and reproductive organs, and stored fat in cells, which make it difficult for you to lose weight, basically mean that our system is completely overloaded, so it can't cope. And this leads to illness, disease, and exhaustion. So this is especially important with regards to the liver, which has 1 road in and 5 roads out. And when it gets blocked, the changed toxin the changed toxins get dumped through the trapdoor back into the bloodstream. And then this gets stored as fat, which is belly fat more often than not. So if you know you hold fat on your belly, this is something to be aware of, and you can think of the link there with diabetes as well. So basically, we need to detox because our modern lifestyles, even if they're healthy, are not adequate enough to help us to deal with the constant environmental pollutants and the lifestyle shifts that create this high-stress environment that is constantly attacking our immune system. And if you are pregnant or you already have a baby, you know already that basically they are very sensitive. And what doesn't agree with you in pregnancy won't agree with your baby postnatally. We found that if you're breastfeeding. And also, I don't know how you feel about this, Charmaine, but I've noticed a huge increase in allergies and intolerances in babies and children over the years.
Yeah.
Do you want to add any of that?
Yeah, I guess it can be, all of us can be really conscious of things that we're doing and what we're doing kind of when our baby arrives, and sometimes women get quite conscious when they start breastfeeding, and they might notice certain things happening when they're through breastfeeding. And the first thing I usually say to ladies is about thinking about what they're eating in their own diets. So any processed foods, pasteurized dairy products is another big one. But even before the baby arrives in pregnancy, it's really important to us think about not just what we're eating, but what we put on our skin, like Rosie mentioned earlier. So things about like our shampoos, our makeup, so many different things affect that toxic load and can be contributing to the totality of potential allergies in our children going forward. So we have to be really conscious from preconception, I think, about what we put on our bodies for ourselves and our children going forward.
Absolutely, because there are two things that are really important to factor in here, and this is certainly true for women who have had repeat miscarriages. Is it's important to know that if your body is not in a good condition and you do manage to get pregnant, if your body has to choose between you and the baby, it's going to choose you, because a baby cannot exist without a mother, right? Without a host. So if you are really not in a good state in terms of what is healthy, and again, I'm challenging what the current state of normal narrative is around what healthy is, because it's so far from that in many respects. Your body is saying, I can't reproduce because I'm not well enough to reproduce, and that is really important to deal with, because there is a big increase in infertility issues, and there are lots of reasons. One of them is endocrine disruptive chemicals and synthetic hormones, which, if you think about, we use to prevent us getting pregnant until we actually want to get pregnant. Anyway, that's one factor. The second factor is that if you are pregnant and the pregnancy has stuck, so you've got through those early weeks and cells are dividing normally, your baby is going to take from you. So if you don't have an excess of nutrients that the baby needs, they're going to come from your organs, your bones, your resources. So you will end up depleted from the pregnancy, and this is why supplementing in pregnancy is so important, and getting your diet right. And something I really noticed in the years that I was teaching all of the classes for Enjoy Yoga, and I've got a sample of around 5,000 women, babies and their partners. So what I've watched over the years as I was teaching all of these groups is that the foods that a mother cannot tolerate, so she gets heartburn or indigestion when she's pregnant, are the same foods that will give the baby an upset tummy or reflux once the mother is breastfeeding. So, there are lots of links, there are lots of things we're being told, and something, again, to bear in mind is the products that are often marketed specifically for pregnancy and specifically for babies are full of toxic chemicals. And also the leading brands of vitamins and minerals that are most readily available are synthetic versions of naturally occurring compounds, and as a result of that, they're not bioavailable. And I'm going to leave that kind of chatter to Charmaine to talk about, because she's a nutritionist. I just have a very, very big interest in nutrition. So everything kind of builds together. But let's just move on to how you can detox, okay? So the most extreme detox is a fast, which could be a water fast, or it could be a dry fast if you're really unwell, which has to be done under supervision. A water fast where you're only drinking water, a juice fast, broth fast, or a combination of those. Now that is really extreme, and that's not what we're talking about here. We're kind of building you up to being able to intermittently fast, which has been proven to be incredibly beneficial for us. So we're not eating the amounts we eat, and we're actually much better off. Cleansing is the second way, so this would be to go raw food or vegan, and again this depends on your diet anyway. So what do you normally eat? And this is what we want to slant this presentation towards a little bit, is the fact that the supplements are a set of supplements that you follow with the doTerra Cleanse and Restore, but how you adjust your diet will actually depend on what your diet is in the first place and what you know suits you and what you know doesn't, because I'm not an advocate, and neither is Charmaine, of everybody being vegan, everybody being raw. It doesn't suit everybody, and being able to find what suits you and the kind of quantities that help you to be in optimal health is really important. It's what a cleanse can help you to do. So a cleanse is basically eliminating foods that you know don't suit you, foodstuffs. And thirdly, you can do a food-based elimination detox, which is removing common food triggers and moving towards vegan or moving towards raw, which is more or less what we are talking about today. Okay, if you're raw or vegan anyway, then using the supplements just helps to really boost your system and give you a nice big cleanse. But if you're not, this is your opportunity to lighten your toxic load. So what can detoxes help with? Well, weight loss if you need to, candida cleanse, and this is utterly vitally important. Any of you who get thrush repeatedly, well, even occasionally, if you've had antibiotics and you've not had probiotics, if you find you get ill a lot and you take pharmaceutical drugs regularly or on prescription drugs, then you're much more prone to internal yeast infections, and they show up as thrush or oral thrush. So this is really important to clear because it underpins lots of illnesses that are serious later in life, and you don't want to be passing on a digestive tract microbiome, essentially, so the bacteria balance that you have, to an unborn child. If yours is out of balance, they're not going to have the immune system they could have. Then you have organ support, so keeping your organs healthy. Prevention's better than cure. My mum died sadly of a tumour in the colon and secondary in the liver, and so I know I need to keep my digestive tract and my liver in healthy condition because I don't need to be repeating history. Skin health, digestive health, clarity and focus, otherwise known as brain fog, uncovering and healing emotional food issues, so eating emotionally is very interesting, and there's a lot we can do with the oils about that. Ending negative food habits and cravings, autoimmune conditions, allergies, and a lack of energy. All of those things are helped by a detox. Can you add anything to that, Charmaine, in terms of what a detox is?
Yeah, as Rosie mentioned, some of my background is womb cleansing, specifically for women with ailments of the womb and trying to conceive, and general health of the womb, so fibroids, endometriosis, and these are the kind of really big ones, polycystic ovaries, that I probably deal with. But even general PMT is a lot of my specialism. I do run online womb cleanses, and the focus around that is very much looking at reducing toxic load, flushing the system, and as Rosie mentioned, using that time to think about being more plant-based, reducing certain things from your diet, taking out the processed foods definitely, to cleanse the body. So even if you don't eat like this all of the time, during the cleanse period, it's quite important for us to try to lean towards more of a plant-based diet, whether that's raw or warm foods. But we do actually say, for those people with quite dramatic change, that you could actually think about, if you're going to eat organic, we definitely say take out the red meats, but maybe if you're going to have organic chicken, maybe once in a while it's okay to have an organic chicken, but it has to be 100% organic, or wild caught fish. So it's about exploring where your local farmers markets are, going down to a local farm, even if you're in an area where there's a farm nearby, have a conversation with the farmers about how they feed the animals, like get some real detail about what you're going to be consuming, and that's something that you can add into your diet. Because some of us who've never maybe ate plant-based before, that might seem quite foreign, so it's good for you to have a little bit of give about having more days that you're plant-based, but the odd day during the week you may be able to have some biodynamic eggs or a wild-caught fish, and then we can kind of work through it, and that way you're eating more like our ancestors ate, because they never ate the magnitude of meat that we eat in this day and time, and we're able to stay really healthy because that was all in really natural food where possible.
Yeah, no, beautifully put actually. And I've done 2 updates since I've been on the detox, and you know, I'm very lucky to know a fantastic nutritionist called Dominic Rapson, sorry, and he's written an amazing book called To Thrive with Vitality, and this is kind of what part of the reason of us doing this cleanse is really to encourage people towards understanding the food they eat differently, because there's been this huge rise in superfoods and veganism and you know, eating in ways which aren't natural to us and aren't even actually like locally sourced. So we have to remember, I mean, we all live in different parts of the world now to where we might have originated from, but being aware of your origins, being aware of your metabolic type, being aware of your blood type, being aware of whether you suit different types of food at different times of the year. Like, there's no way I'm going to eat raw in winter. I've got a weak digestive tract, and I just don't have the enzymes to cope with that, so it's not going to happen. In the summer, I love salads. Now, I've also been a vegetarian, so I've had no red meat since I was 15 years old, actually since I was 12 mainly, but the years have gone by, I've noticed actually that my system probably could do with a little bit here and there, and I've started to really see food as medicine rather than getting caught up in the political agendas, which are there on every level. And, you know, I'm really big on animal welfare, and I do want to say that. So anyone who is vegan or vegetarian for animal rights reasons, please understand that we're not advocating here things that are about continuing with the current way we eat, but we are saying that there is a real need to look at animal welfare, both in the production of meat, because not everybody's going to become vegetarian or vegan, and also in the production of dairy and how animals are treated and how their young are treated. So this is about raising consciousness and understanding that through the big increase in population, we have tried to, since the days that we started to farm agriculturally and to, you know, farm in such a way that we've got the same type of grain on the earth, and we're therefore depleting the soils, and we are in a place where we're trying to cope with the demand, and we're eating the wrong things, that actually we've kind of we've really messed up what our gut needs to be healthy, and so much of the food that's available isn't actually the way we should be eating. So as we pull the bricks out, this is my favorite analogy, we can actually see what really needs to go and how we can change the way we eat for the long term. So this is an introduction to it, and really what you're being asked to do, and you know you, so the main things that are encouraged to be cut out of your diet are meat and fish, and let's particularly say non-organic and not wild, okay? Meat and fish. Dairy, so again, non-organic dairy. If you can't bear to be without dairy at all, then get rid of the non-organic dairy, and ideally go raw dairy, so raw cheeses. I mean, I'm not having any cheese, and I normally do eat cheese. Eggs, switching from your average normal egg to biodynamic eggs, which you can get from local farms, you can get sent to you, or organic, failing that. Caffeine, so just being on the sort of caffeine-laden drinks, and maybe you're not having organic coffee or organic tea, you know, like just sort of the more processed, instant coffee is a great example as well, really bad for you. Alcohol, sugar, so we're talking about refined sugar here, and kind of getting off that and looking what alternatives you could use, but bearing in mind that as you strip things away, fruit becomes a treat. Gluten, processed or prepackaged foods, and fried foods. Those are the things that are basically on the list of no-nos. However, as we said to you, adjusting this to suit you and basically looking at whether you need to eat a little bit of wild fish or eggs or, you know, organic dairy, all of that, you can play around with it, because the idea is to do something rather than nothing, okay? As far as the foods you can add in, well, those of you who decide to take part in this, we will be sending you a list of different foods that you can buy in advance and other things that can really help with the detox. And we will be giving you a tip a day. We've come up with 38 tips, haven't we? Yeah, so a tip a day to support you to make changes in your lifestyle that will support you to basically live healthier and well, much better, more vital after you have done the detox. So what does the detox involve? Well, it's basically supplement-based, okay? So there's something called the Cleanse and Restore Kit, which DoTerra do, And in it, you have the LLV, which you have there, don't you? Which are the 3 supplements that DoTerra claim everybody should take, you know, in terms of dealing with the lack of nutrients in the soil, dealing with the environmental pollutants. They're the very basics. And then, I mean, Charmaine's going to go through all of these in a sec, but you've got terrazine, which is a digestive enzyme that you're supposed to take every day. Zendocrine, which I think as soft gels you take every day. That's to support your liver and your endocrine system. You then have the bit that I've started today, GX Assist, which is a colon cleanse, followed by probiotics, okay? And they encourage you to take the lemon oil in water and the Zendocrine, I think they have as soft gels, but I've got it as an oil. So these go in your water every day as well, so you're drinking flavoured water. And I've added in DDR, so there are variations on the cleanse you can do, but DDR is basically, it's called DNA damage repair, so it's absolutely brilliant as a cancer prevention, healing cells, autoimmune function, and obviously because of my mum's history, I'm keen to do everything I can there. There are oils that will assist you, so I've got the program here to show you, like, this is a very handy little aid memoir, so you know what you need to take and when. And I've just completed the activate phase, so all I was taking was LLV, terrazine, which is the digestive enzyme, and the lemon and Zendocrine, which was for the liver, and also the lemon and the Zendocrine drops. So now I'm moving on to the second phase, and all I'm adding in is the colon cleanse, which is here. And I'm going to, you know, that's all I've had to add in. On the third bit, that bit gets taken out, and we just add the probiotics and the DDR. So it's actually been really quite easy to have this, and I haven't even needed to tick it off. So for someone who's usually really rubbish at remembering to take supplements, I have been very good at it, and I've really noticed when I haven't taken them with food. You need to take them with food, and also you really notice the energy shift in taking them. So do you want to just go over the different supplements very quickly, and then we'll go into the oils that can support?
No problem. So Rosie mentioned the Zendocrine, so that comes in a capsule form, and I think the oil as well. So again, we're thinking about our liver. So when we're actually starting thinking about our detox, our liver is essential. So yes, our liver does release toxins from its body on its own. That's its function. However, we do need to assist our liver because we're dealing with so much different chemicals, pollution, different things in the environment. It's really key for us to cleanse our liver. And our liver should be cleansed at least twice a year. Not many people actually are so aware that at least twice a year the liver should be cleansed because it's dealing with so much load that it becomes too much for the liver itself as well. So that's why those liver herbs are really good. And a very good liver herb that I tend to use on its own is a milk thistle seed. So that's in there. A milk thistle, very, very good for the liver. So a very good liver herb. We've also got our LLV, so that's the first part of the cleanse that Rosie mentioned. So I've got some of those here to share with you. So that's alpha CRS. So that's the alpha CRS. So that's dealing with our cellular vitality complex. So it supports a healthy inflammatory response, supports the cellular and immune function, supports mental clarity and healthy brain functions. Again, us to think more clearly because everything is going down to our very cells. Supports the cellular energy, supporting healthy mitochondria and supplying the metabolic factors of energy in that production. So when we're dealing with our cells and just trying to find that vitality within us, it's really important that we're looking after ourselves holistically, and that's the beautiful thing with this cleanse. I've been really excited about getting involved in this from doTerra's level because it opens me up to be able to support people in cleansing, male, female, across the board. I've really been focused on the ladies, so now I kind of get to support everyone through cleansing, so that's really powerful. We've got the your Microplex VM, so that's a nutrient. So this is like your multivitamin. So that's dealing with, it fights free radicals and antioxidants. So we're thinking about our A, C, and E vitamins. Supports healthy metabolism and cellular energy. and also talking about that vital D3. So many people, particularly if you're parts of the world, from parts of the world that are more, you see the sunshine a lot more, there's a lot of issues around vitamin D deficiency because we're not able to be out in the sun. So particularly in the winter months, we have to be quite mindful of that. Supports healthy digestion and provides 22 essential vitamins, minerals to support normal growth, functioning within the cells. We're very lucky to have some of our essential oils in these supplements as well. And our final supplement is our Exio Omega, which is our essential oils and omega complex. And I guess the beauty of this is that we have our fish oils that are essential for us, but as well as some plant-based oils that are very important for us as well, combined. So this promotes our healthy skin, it supports healthy joint function and comfort, supports our cardiovascular health, and supports the strength of healthy muscles and joints. So lifelong vitality is so very powerful. I started taking it again this year myself. My children are 2.5 and 4.5, so I had pregnancies close together, breastfeeding for 2 years and 2.5 years, both of them. So it's been about 4.5 years of breastfeeding in my mind. So I had to really build myself back up again. So I did a bowel cleanse at the beginning of the year, and then started taking this. And within the first week or two, I really started to feel that energy coming back. So I've been able to do different things here and there through my diet, which has been fine. But I'm being introduced to this level of high quality supplement that's not synthetic based, which Rosie mentioned earlier, has been really, really powerful. And what I love about this, if you are trying to conceive, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, you can continue to take this supplement. So usually you have to be very specific about different supplements or focusing on prenatal, but this is a very powerful. So ladies who are pregnant and wanted to get involved on some level could take the LLV to support them through their pregnancy. So lots of research saying this has been very beneficial for ladies.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. And I think it's important to mention that the essential oils that are in these particular supplements are there instead of preservatives. And because they are oils, they actually penetrate the cell wall of every cell which is oil-based, and therefore the nutrients go in where they need to go. So they're incredibly bioavailable. They're all natural. They are beyond organic because of the therapeutic grade of the essential oils that doTerra use and the way they source things. So this actually leads us to the fact that this particular, we said that there is a version of this cleanse that you can actually do. So you're doing 10 days of one thing, 10 days of something else, and then 10 days of something else. And essentially you're just changing 1 or 2 supplements. Now, the version that is available as a vitality pack on its own is not suitable for pregnancy or breastfeeding women because it has the PB Assist in it, which is, sorry, not the PB Assist, that's the right one, it's the GX Assist, which this is what Charmaine was saying as a colon cleanse is not ideal to do. This is too strong to do when you are pregnant or you are breastfeeding. There's no need to do this. It's not beneficial. But what you can do instead is you can buy the veggie caps that are available through doTerra, and there's a 3-oil mix which is thyme, lemon and melaleuca, also known as tea tree, that you just add in, and you would do that instead of this. Now, you would only need to add that to your cleanse if you know that you have a history of thrush, candida, yeast issues in your gut, and you wanted to cleanse that. So even things like strep B, I mean, if you think about it, it's bacteria, right? So it's about balancing the bacteria in your gut. So if something like that was an issue, then you would want to do to add that oil-based cleanse instead of this PB Assist. You do the veggie caps we mentioned. So the idea is, I've priced up the different versions that are available so you can sort of see how you can actually do this cleanse, because essentially you're changing your diet, you're starting to look at what changes you can make in your environment, so what you have in your home in terms of cleaning products, washing products, cosmetic products, bathroom products, you know, and what you put on your skin, so makeup and skin lotions and potions, etc., hair dye, nail polish, all that kind of thing. Things you don't think about, but they're all contributing to the toxic load. And, the more allergies and intolerances you have, the more toxic your body is. It's not your fault. You may well have been born with this legacy, do you know what I mean? But the point is, if you don't clear it, then it's going to prevent you being able to get pregnant easily. It's going to mean you have more complications in your pregnancy, and it means you're more likely to have complications at birth, and as a result of that, also to have a baby who is a high needs baby. So a baby that may have issues with colic, digestion, cries a lot, is in pain. Generally speaking, a baby that isn't very comfortable in its own skin. So eczema, asthma, all of these are indications of a baby's body that needs to detox. If you've got those things, then you know you need to be extra careful. The same with hay fever. Okay, so all of these are an overtoxified system, and the autoimmune system being in a bit of a challenge. So here's the pricing. Now, if you are interested in doing the Cleanse and Restore, the doTerra Cleanse and Restore, and you're not pregnant and you're not breastfeeding, you have the option of basically buying the kit at retail price, which, why would you do that? Because you basically get the wholesale thing for free if you go wholesale. But the retail price is £223.20, and that includes the VAT for all your supplements. But if you decided to use this opportunity to sign up as a wholesale customer, knowing that you can then buy all of your oils and everything else at 25% less than the retail price, and you're saving the £20 enrolment fee, then the total cost of the Cleanse and Restore is £168. So really good for a detox. Obviously, you've got to add in what food you're going to buy, but you're going to be eating good quality food, so you're going to be eating less, and you're going to be enjoying what you're eating and getting much more from it. So if you were wanting to do the cleanse and you are pregnant or breastfeeding, and you don't have any candida issues, then the retail price would be £192.80, and this is you buying things separately rather than the kit. Or you could get the oh, sorry, I've got to add in the 20s. Sorry, yes, because I've written it down. So no, that's right. Getting confused with me being ahead of the game. So it would be £167.60, and that's including the enrolment fee. So if you want to go wholesale and you're not buying a kit, but you're buying everything you need for this detox, it's £167.60. Now, we've included in this, actually, the cost of extra foliate, which would be about £12. We looked online. You wouldn't need to do that if you were breastfeeding because you've already had your baby. Now, folic acid is not what you want to be taking pre-conception or pregnancy. It's foliate that is what the body needs. And it's recently they've linked the folic acid uptake of the synthetic folic acid with an increase in tongue ties, haven't they? So,
yeah, and it's so crazy because it's so heavily promoted to have folic acid, or not necessarily talking about foods that are high in it. So it's like a battlefield again in the stone, because a lot of women just, when they're trying to conceive, folic acid is the first thing that springs to mind, because for years this is what they've been teaching us how.
Yes, we've been told to have folic acid to prevent against spina bifida, but folic acid especially, well, folic acid isn't what you need, it's foliate. And actually it's very bioavailable from your food. So if you are taking LLV, for example, instead of the high street brands of pregnancy vitamins, and there is a big difference in price because, wholesale to buy the LLV monthly is £72, but it's all the vitamins and minerals you actually need. Now, the alternatives I know are like a £5, £6, whatever. That's got to tell you what the difference is in the quality and actually what you're going to get from it. And, as a result of taking something like the LLV, you're not going to have issues, that might mean that you're low on iron and so forth, because you're getting the food, you're getting the ability to get the nutrients from your food. So you're going to take less supplements. Now, PB Assist, probiotics, it's always good for a woman before she goes into labour to start taking some probiotics during her pregnancy. And also your digestive tract massively slows down when you're pregnant, so taking the PB, I've forgotten the name, the Terrazine is really, really helpful for minimising the normal aches and pains that everyone comes and complains about every week in yoga classes, That's the other thing, is that you're going to feel so much better when you're taking the right kind of nutrition, and your baby is going to be developing better, and you're going to be preparing for a much better outcome, including, less complications in labour and a much speedier recovery. So this is all about investing. You're investing in your long-term health. Let's just bring in a couple of other prices. So if you were to do the detox and you were pregnant or breastfeeding and you wanted to do the Candida cleanse part as well, then this would increase the total amount of the retail price would be £270.76. But you can still go wholesale even though you're not buying a kit and get it for £226. So actually the prices are pretty similar, you know, and like once you've done a month of the cleanse, then your maintenance would actually be LLV and Terrazine. So, you know, you'd be getting a lot of a discount on that. And again, what we can talk to you about if you do sign up as a wholesale customer is something called the Loyalty Rewards Program, the LRP, which DoTerra do. And basically within a year of ordering monthly and keeping your monthly order at a certain level, which, you know, you can switch so many of the products you buy elsewhere and buy from here, and you know that you're also contributing to your health in your house and in your bathroom and in your kitchen and everything else. You can end up saving 55% off the retail prices after a year. Like, that's how much the loyalty reward points actually build. So it's a massive investment in your family, because if you have been following the amount of talking we've been doing through Enjoy Yoga for doTERRA, it's because we are seeing the oils working so well with babies. They're working so well in pregnancy, working so well in labour, and these are therapeutic grade essential oils. Charmaine's a qualified aromatherapist. She's worked with oils for a really long time. She's just got involved with doTERRA because they're so good. And also postnatally, so all the first aid issues in your family home, everything from the common cold to a cough to skin tags to eczema to thrush, you name it. There's a way to work with the oils. Do you want to say anything on that and actually move into very quickly the oils that really support the cleanse as well?
So as Rachel mentioned, all of the oils have been very powerful across what I've seen clients recently in labour. Lavender has been amazing, clary sage. From my personal experience with the oils of my children who've had various fever or flu over this very high season. I've got very young children, so they're prone to everything that's coming up at the moment. And very quickly, so powerful, the peppermint in cooling my daughter's body in when she had a fever, the On Guard blend for the immunity, and the oregano oil, amazing. Very quickly got through a very harsh flu a few weeks ago that knocked a lot of people out for 2 weeks, adults. She got over within 3 or 4 days, and in December, the very next day when they had a high fever, very quickly. So these oils are just astounding. I've never seen, from all my herbalist work and working with tinctures, I've never seen a natural organic product, a beyond organic product, working so quickly. It's usually when I've used garlic and different things in the past, we've got there in 4 or 5 days, but I've seen results very quickly because these oils are so powerful. So back to our cleanse now. So the oils that you're going to focus on using during this cleanse is simply, well, I say simply lemon, because we know the benefits of lemon and how good lemon is. But lemon's very good for our liver and helps us with a really gentle flush. So all you actually need is a dropful in a glass of water, and it just tastes like you've squeezed practically a whole lemon in there. So it's about 50 lemon rinds that are in the doTERRA lemon, and because it's the rind and not the actual lemon, this is very good for our teeth as well. So it stops our enamel being affected by the lemon, so you're not having that acidity in the body, but you are having all the other benefits of lemon. So that is a powerful one again for our cleanse. Yeah.
And then you've got the, well, what were the other oils that we actually mentioned would help emotionally? Do you remember we said we'd go through those? So
oils. So lavender's a very good one for around emotion. Again, this is additional. This is not a part of the cleanse itself, but if you start there's a need for it, you could actually link into that. So we have a beautiful lavender that is fantastic, and that's another one, very calming. And I think the most powerful thing about lavender is it doesn't just affect us needing to sleep, because everybody tends to go for lavender for around sleep, and it is wonderful around sleep, but it also actually affects the adrenals in the body, so it helps to create a lot of calm within us. So those who are having more chronic sleep issues might go for the soft gel, the Serenity soft gel, Rosie, or the Serenity blend. But again, it's up to the individual.
Well, I've just got some notes here on some of the oils that were included when I went and did a talk, listened to a talk about this cleanse. And of course, we've given you the price for the actual cleanse program, so the supplements. But those of you who are getting into the essential oils as well will know about the mood benefits that the oils actually give us. So you have an opportunity to also potentially buy some essential oils that will support you through the cleanse, and you might have them already. So just to go through them very quickly, Lemon, obviously, in your water, we said, is great to drink through the detox, and it's recommended that you do that. It's part of it. And you get it as part of the pack, actually. So if you buy the pack, then you get it as part of it. It's included. So that's for the people that aren't pregnant or breastfeeding. Basically, it's also very uplifting. So if you find that you've got a low mood, lemon and lavender are both really good for lifting your mood. Grapefruit and tangerine are really good for just lifting your spirits and really helping you to feel sort of full and happy as you're going through the cleanse. Frankincense is good for any kind of issues around foggy head. So, you know, if you're finding it difficult to listen, well, to be able to tune in, then it's really helpful there. On Guard, which Charmaine mentioned a moment ago, is phenomenal for your children in terms of going to nursery and just having it on the soles of their feet as a protection against all of the crazy bugs that are around. But also it protects you physically and spiritually, so it's really good for keeping the immune system protected and supporting the elimination of parasites and candida if you're doing the cleanse. Deep Blue can be applied topically to any aches or pains that are manifesting as you are detoxing. Zengest is good if you're getting a bit of a dicky tummy from the cleanse. I haven't had any issues at all. Melaleuca, also known as tea tree, is good if you're feeling a little like your boundaries are being challenged and you need to feel a bit stronger. So that can help a lot during the actual cleanse. And on to that, peppermint. I've used peppermint a lot because I've had 2 days where I've had headaches. That's really been the only symptoms I've had from the cleanse. But it really helps with headaches, and it also helps with cravings. As does, I mean, tangerine, like, you know, anything that you're eliminating. We said that tangerine and grapefruit are really good for that, but they just help you to build a healthier relationship with the food that you're eating and to get more from it. So your taste buds like come alive, your sense of smell comes alive. There's so many lovely things that actually happen. And there are other things that you can do during the cleanse to support the cleanse, which if you are interested in joining it, we will let you know about. We'll send you the information. You know, things like dry skin brushing, hot and cold showers. You might want to do an enema if you're into that kind of thing at the start and at the end of your detox. Adding, you know, purifying your water. We're going to give you loads of tips anyway, but essentially that's what it comes down to, is the fact that you can buy the cleanse, save money on buying the pack, or looking at the pregnancy version, the breastfeeding version. It's not too different in price, and that will include 3 oils as well. It will include lemon, thyme and melaleuca. For those of you who are already wholesale customers, you will already have a kit, so the oils in your kit will support you with the detox. You've got most of the oils you need in the kit already, and if you need to top up, then you can top up individually or buy another pack. So just quickly moving you on to the fact that we are, like I said, we're going to set up, for those of you who want to do it, because Enjoy is very deeply committed to raising consciousness around holistic health and well-being. We are going to be setting up a private Facebook group, and we're going to be encouraging you to have bought all of your detox bits and bobs and signed up to doTerra before the 1st of March so that we can start the cleanse together, and both Charmaine and I will be supporting you through it. Obviously I will have got through the whole cleanse by then, so I'll be able to let you know of what kind of challenges came up for me, but I've just found I've been really kind to myself through it, and it's been great. And I've been skin brushing, and I have been exercising a lot more because I've had the energy. So, you know, if you are interested in joining this cleanse, then please get in touch with us. That's the first thing you need to do, is you need to respond either in the comments if you see the video on YouTube or on Facebook, or you can email directly info, actually I think it's doTerra. Let's go for info@enjoy-yoga.com. So if you email info@enjoy-yoga.com and just put cleanse and restore info please in the subject heading, then we will make sure we get that to you. And the important thing is that we get you signed up. So if you do want to benefit from the wholesale account savings, then you need to speak to either me or Charmaine so we can get you signed up, which is very simple. You do need a credit card, otherwise you can do it through bank transfer. It's called Bank Wire. But the sooner we get you signed up, the better, because what we would like you to do is to have all the information ahead of time, which once you've signed up to doTerra, we will send you the cleanse info that we've got. We've got some recipes to share with you as well, just to give you some ideas around plant-based food. We've got lots of tips, as we said, to support you to start making the changes and knowing where to search. And then, you know, we're really going to be there to hold your hand through it, and you'll have a group of people that are also doing it, so you can kind of share tips and challenges together. So that's it really, is get in touch as soon as possible so we can get you signed up. Once we do, we'll send you the information that you need to prepare, so you can start making some changes in your diet now, so it's not too big an issue, and you don't have too big of a shock when it comes to starting the cleanse. And also you can buy in where you need to from different sources and just make sure that you've got your bases covered. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, just wonderful to that. You'll be able to we'll be embracing and supporting you through this and going through step by step. And any challenges you might face or things that you might concern you during the cleanse, you can always speak to us about it. Cleansing can sometimes allow the body to feel a bit different because you might not be used to cleansing. So it's just about understanding that that's a normal part of a cleansing process, and then we can work with you through it. So whether you're just trying to get a general cleanse in your life or there's weight loss, you know, this is open to everyone. I think that's the most powerful thing. I think people sometimes think cleanses for, people who are either really super healthy already and do these things all the time. No, it's about us spreading this information to the masses so we all can start to be on this journey of health together, whatever stage you're at. So I think this is why I've just been grateful to be able to link in with doTerra, taking us and enjoy through this process.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, we haven't really mentioned how a breastfeeding or a non-breastfeeding mum benefits. Well, every woman we come across, and I still teach occasionally the baby yoga classes, so I'll be teaching them this Tuesday, the 13th of Feb, is how tired mums are, how emotional, how tired, the comfort eating they're doing, the frustration that they feel, the foggy-headedness. So much of this gets sorted out through proper nutrition. And you know you need to change, but you don't know what to do to change. So starting with the supplements just boosts you a bit and gives you a bit of space to make those changes. And then, you'll be sleeping better, your baby will be sleeping better. If you're getting better nutrition, so's your baby. Because even if you're not breastfeeding, you are in a better state yourself energetically. So you're giving differently to your baby, you're present differently for your baby, and they pick up on it, they know. So the changes are phenomenal.
Yeah. Those levels of exhaustion that women are experiencing, particularly in the earlier weeks, because often we have help for a period of time, and then we're kind of just trying to find ourselves and trying to find that sleep pattern. So, like you said, if you get that boost of energy, the LLV will be fantastic. That boost of energy to make you feel a bit more clarity again to take us up the next step. So definitely, Rosie, 100% for the ladies' sensation is powerful as well.
If you know that you go for paninis, toast, bagels, cake, biscuits, chocolate, caffeine, just to keep you awake, you know that you are depleting yourself constantly, and all you're going to do is crave more and more and more of that, which is just going to make you put on weight, make you feel like crap, and make you hungry all the time. So none of those things are good. Moving away from a carb-based diet is actually a really important step that we want to support you towards. And one of the things that's part of the detox is that you're not grain dependent. You're not eating your flour products. You're not even eating gluten-free products, because the gluten-free products are full of synthetic compounds again. Like if you look at the free-from ranges, they're just junk food for vegans, for people who can't eat sugar, and people who can't eat this, they can't eat dairy, for example. It's junk food. It's not good for you. So being able to look at what is good for you and looking at alternate grains, like you can have quinoa, you can have some wild rice in small quantities. Yeah. But recognize, this is something I learned through Dom, and I know Charmaine's big up on this as well, is that fruit and carbohydrates convert to sugar. Okay, that's how your body converts them to metabolize them. Fats and proteins convert differently. So if you want to have energy that is long-lasting, you need to not be getting your energy from sugar, and carbohydrates, because you're just going to be hungry all the time. And, you might be having your porridge every morning, for example, thinking you're doing yourself a favor. maybe it's time to switch to something else. And there are lots of alternatives that are going to be high fat, high protein that will set you up differently. So it's just an example, because I know we think that's the healthy option.
Yeah, and we've got some nice little treats as well. So we've got recipes for dark chocolate with peppermints that we can send to you, so we can add some of those. You know, if we're eating the right kind of things, we'll go for cacao instead. There's so much, you know, ability to have that feeling of enjoyment, but a healthy way. You know, so we've got, you know, lots of things to share with you around that as well.
Yeah, and you know, I have been drinking raw cacao. I haven't had any sugar. Like, I haven't, when I say sugar, I haven't had any refined sugar. I haven't bought a chocolate bar that's normal. I have bought myself raw chocolate. I have made myself some raw cacao with either raw honey or jaggery in it. Been eating loads of coconut oil. What other treats have I had? Chia seed pudding, that was really nice, but not too many chia seeds. That's a once a week or twice a week treat for me, I think. But like, really, yeah, getting used to different ways of eating and things you can make that are really quick and easy. And I'm not one for spending hours in the kitchen, so it's helpful if you have a NutriBullet or a food processor, and you know, or an equivalent to a NutriBullet or a Magi Mix or whatever. You know, something like that will really help you. And yeah, you eat according to the time of year as well, so you know, don't feel like you've got to just be eating raw the whole time. Like we said, there's a way of doing it for everyone. So we'll leave it there, I think, because we've been on quite a while, but I hope that that will inspire you to want to join. For now, join the Enjoy doTerra Magic group so you can learn more about the oils. We're posting up there the videos as well. I did a previous video on the cleanse, and I think Dr. Goff's video is up there as well, if you want to look at the details of the cleanse in more detail from a doctor's point of view, like how each organ is affected. And like we said, those of you sign up, we will add you into a private Facebook group once you've signed up, and send you all the relevant info that will get you all inspired and excited for this wonderful change.
Yay!
Yay! Right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time, and remember to get in touch, info@enjoy-yoga.com, or add to the comments in the Facebook feeds and in the YouTube videos, and we will be checking those and getting in touch. So obviously we need a way to contact you, so emailing us is simplest, because you can then give us your mobile number and your email address if you don't want to do that publicly. Okay, lots of love. Thank you very much. I'm just going to